All right, welcome to the best NFT show in the world. We are live. We are ready to roll. This is going to be an amazing episode. Thank you guys for stopping by today. I'm sitting here in Lad City. I'm ready to get down here with the boys. We are going to have Alien Worlds on for an interview. We are going to talk everything crypto, flow, Enjin. We got Zora launching. But the first thing I want to do is say a very, very happy birthday to our man, Crypto Buffalo. Happy birthday, my man. Hopefully it is a good one. Hopefully we can get you in here after Ronin. But Ronin, what's going on, my man, too?
Happy birthday, dude. Not much, man. It's been a pretty interesting week for your boy Ronin. So I think, I don't know if I know I've mentioned that my daughter does like soccer, right? So we talked about her doing soccer and kind of like excelling in soccer. But another thing that my daughter does is she actually likes to ride. So she does equestrian. She's been riding for almost a year now. She's been competing for the majority of that year. It only took her about 8 weeks before she had her first competition. So that's my little girl Rowan and her horse Awesome. And yeah, that's the horse's name is Awesome. But Awesome decided to not be so awesome on Monday, and we ended up with my little girl in a arm brace, and that means that she broke her collarbone. So unfortunately, she's not doing so hot, and it ended up being a really interesting day on Monday when I thought it was going to be super chill. So that's kind of like how my week has started, unfortunately. But Buff, how you doing, brother? How's your week going? I think so. I think she'll be good. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, we got a Michael Yeates waiting in the wings to talk about this interview. Buff is probably the most consistent traveler in Lad City. Every time we switch episodes, he's in a new place. I'm still at the bar. I got a couple of drinks coming my way. Ronan has yet to actually get his passport. He's waiting. He's waiting. It's a mail thing. It's a
It
snail mail situation. So I don't know. Are
takes
you waiting on
time.
that passport though?
Yeah, brother, it takes a little bit of time. You know what I mean? Like it was not like come on, we're in the middle of a wasteland. Like what, So you got to send it on like I don't know, a traveler, right? Like he's got to haul that somewhere to get me into Lad City, which paperwork. It's always the
It's on
paperwork.
it's on its way, and we're waiting on you. Don't worry, we'll have a spot open for you. We'll have a place in the Citadel for yourself. So I
Someone
see
better
a bunch
have a
of people.
drink.
I got a
Someone better
cocktail
have a
right
drink. After this week, I
here.
need a drink.
I'm at the cocktail bar waiting for you, my man. So we definitely have a lot of cool things coming. I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat that showed up. It looks like Mr. Loadmaster is first. That's another person that we're having on here today. So those of you that are in the NFT army, you're about to get a full load of the captain himself, pun intended. That got kind of weird the way I said that, but we're gonna go ahead and say happy buff day. Let's do a hashtag happy buff day in the chat. Again, it's our man Crypto Buffalo's birthday. So happy birthday to the man. Get a hashtag buff day in the chat. Thank you guys so much for showing up. I've got Rehi, I've got Jonathan, I've got Asmodi. We got a lot of things going on. It looks like Buff, your mic might need to get a little bit of
Yeah,
a
sorry about that,
fix.
everybody. VMix decided to crash right before the show, and all my settings got turned off. So as I was sitting there rambling about how special my day is, only Q and Ronan can listen to me. So I'm back, you guys. The show will be better, and let's get at it, huh?
Oh
Absolutely. We got a lot.
man, everybody missed his whole speech
I
about the
know.
day not. Yeah, it's
I
okay. The
wasn't
world is
prepared.
celebrating. That's what matters.
But don't worry, this show is going to be awesome. I promise you.
How dare you!
It's going to be good.
Okay. Buff decides he wants to throw that at me every time, and it throws me off because I'm not a big fan of Greta herself. So
How
this is what we're
dare
going to do.
you!
What a shit show start to this episode, guys. Thank you for staying along. We're going to go right into Lad's Game Night. Prodigy, a lad in our community, does game nights every week. Last week we did Valorant. Buff decided he wanted to show up. I think Ronin's got this story, so I'm going to let him run with it. Or Buffalo's got this story, so I'm going to let him run with it and show some footage. But how did you enjoy Lad's Game Night last week, hosted by Prodigy, Buff?
Oh, man. I got a couple kills, so I haven't been shut down completely. Did a little bit better than Blancos, but here's me and Q, and there's me dying right there. Q, I appreciate you letting me know how the game works. And
what happened?
What? I guess that's what you meant.
He got caught in the bomb.
I got caught in the bomb, man.
So run that back. That back. So at the end of the Valorant game, you have to escape the bomb, or else you get completely killed. Buff doesn't know this.
See, I'm running. There's you right there. I think oh, that's you actually. There's me. There's a cloud of death, and then I'm gone.
You know, Q set your ass up, dude, because he even turned around and made sure he caught it on camera.
Right, yeah. Game night's good, though.
Bro.
Each week, the games are changing. Last week, we didn't have as many people because there's a little struggle with the game to try to get everybody loaded, but once we got going, I appreciate it. Prodigy, keep it going, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. I logged on about 9:30, and everybody was gone. And I was like, man, I downloaded Valorant, I installed, I did the update, and then there was nobody in Lad City, man. I was a little sad because I played by myself.
Yeah. We scattered out of there. We heard Loadmaster was coming to town, so we had to, dip, duck, and dodge. Although Loadmaster did try to load up, and he was on a different server. There was a lot of different things going on. But again, game night. We have poker night actually being headed up by XWow. We got a lot of different events that we're doing in Lad City that goes along with the content we're doing here. So that is just one of them. Thank you. Shout out to Buffalo for sacrificing himself for the team. Okay, so we got another thing that we're going to do really quick. We are going to hit the whip footage. So shout out to Easy and Crypto. He hooked us up with the guys over at Token Smart and the whip. Ronan's going to go over this story really quick. And we got some interesting footage of us on stage at the whip.
Wait, who'd you get on stage? Because I wasn't on stage.
There you are.
Oh, check it out.
I was rolling, man. I recorded the whole time. You guys had a great following in Crypto Voxels, and you guys are on stage doing your whole presentation. I just ran around like a cameraman doing my thing.
Yeah, big shout out to the Whip crew, man. Those guys do an excellent event every Thursday. If you guys don't know, it's at 3 p.m. Eastern. It does take place in Crypto Voxels, but the audio tends to come from the Discord group. So you guys can join their Discord group and get to kind of come in here and take part. They have about the first 30 to 40 minutes is all guests and kind of just going over, whatever they have to talk about, right? So they brought us on to talk about Lads, to talk about all of you guys here hanging out with us in chat and what we had going on with the community, with the Lads token, with the network. And I thought it was an excellent event. I think that we got a lot of DMs saying that we spoke very well, and everybody, we had some people come over from the Whip meet and come and hang out in Discord as well. So I thought it was an excellent event, and I'm really thankful to those guys for having us. I think what they're doing and what NFT 42 is doing as a whole is really is very important to the space. So big up to those guys. Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciated it, and I thought it was an excellent time.
Absolutely an excellent time. And I see Asmodi talking. I think he just chatted. Whip was a great night. Yeah, I saw Asmodi in the front row, so we appreciate all the lads that showed up to that. Everybody in the chat right now, man. XPlow saying Buffalo with the soundboard is dangerous. We've got Rajiv saying hi, lads. I'm going to let him get away with this because it's his birthday.
Yay!
But yeah, like flying around me in Lad City, and I can't see
a good time.
It is a good time. Whip was a great time, and we're about to have a great time with the one and only Loadmasters Rock. I'm going to bring him in a little bit better than I did earlier in the episode. We're going to talk about some of the NFTs that he's dropping. He's dropping official NFTs as well as community NFTs, and with I'm not going to sit here and talk about it. I'm going to let the man himself come up on stage. Let's get Loadmasters Rock in here, the leader of NFT Army. What's going on, my man?
Evening, man. Just supporting my Man City mask for you there, Q.
That's awesome.
Getting massively trolled today.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I should have worn my Georgia shirt.
What is going on with the guys?
It's going well, man. I want to hear all about these NFTs. Obviously, the NFT army is awesome. They're always, around Lad City. I think a couple are at the cocktail bar that I'm at right now. But what's going on with, NFT army and what you got planned with your NFTs?
Well, a big day today. We're getting close to 1,000 members now in the NFT army. We've just had a game of Buffalo Birthday Lottery, so we're all recovering from that and ready for this amazing show now. But with the actual guys themselves, we're launching this week, and I think Buff's got some images later to show you. We've done one for the Dust guys, so that's just a little promo there, because obviously we all earn Dust for chatting rubbish in my channel and various other channels. If you own that amazing card, you earn extra Dust. This is a new thing that I'm doing now in sort of preparation for the big release of our free series. I've got the guys, and this is Ballas. He's submitted one of his card designs to us, so we're going to be dropping those this week to everybody. So a big shout out to Ballas there for doing that amazing artwork there. I think he should be looking into becoming an artist, really, shouldn't he? We've got some really crazy ones coming up, so I'm just going to be dropping them all week to the guys. So, yeah, really cool stuff.
That's awesome, man. So the character that you got going there, is there a specific person that's supposed to be modeled after? Who's under the box? Who's doing a little bit of naughty stuff?
I don't know. I guess Ballas is probably in chat at the moment. Maybe he could tell us about that. The major Dust one, obviously it's featuring Dust there. Obviously it's for over 18s probably, but that's my first effort of a GIF there. So I'm quite impressed with myself, actually. It took me quite a few hours to get that going, but yeah, it's an awesome NFT, that. But yeah, Ballas, he is awesome. He pretty much helps me run the NFT army now. We're a team of about 5 now, and we're growing every day. Because obviously I'm busy with other secret things.
A little birdie. So
that scares me, that when it pops up.
It does more than scare me. But anyways, we've got for Buff Day, I want to kind of go over a lot of things. But as far as what you've got coming up, I know you can't speak on a lot of it, but is there any tidbits you might want to drop here? If not, that's fine. But what do you got?
I don't mind dropping a few exciting tidbits. We are working with a major developer and also a major blockchain. I won't give that away. We've got an app coming out in the next week. There's going to be an alpha for the guys in Lads and also some of my army to test out. And then it's going beta stage, if that's the right way around. I'm not technical, so I don't have a clue. And then we're going to drop it on the world, and it's going to take the world by storm.
I'm sure it will. So I know, Ronin, I think your mic is muted there, man. If you want to ask the master himself here any questions before we let him go, what do you got for him?
Yeah, man. First of all, congratulations. This space has moved so fast, right? It's amazing how quickly you can make connections and collaborate and get opportunity to do something like that and build an app. And obviously you've got a tremendous community, and we appreciate you guys very much. I'm curious, as far as the app is concerned, what realm is that app in? What's the functionality gonna be?
Oh, you're trying to get it out of me here, aren't you? You're trying to get it out of me.
A little bit.
It's going to be NFT. It's going to be NFT based and very useful. Let's put it that way.
Awesome.
A very handy app to have in your back pocket when you're away from your laptop.
Very cool. Very cool.
Awesome, man. Load, this was awesome. We love having you in Lad City. We love having you lead the NFT army. We're definitely going to find ways that we can collaborate together in the future. It was good to have the man himself on. Before we leave, I think Buff's got some things, and then we'll see you off.
I was just going to salute him on his way out of Lad City. Appreciate you stopping in, man.
On my way out.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess I said that wrong, but yeah, appreciate you coming on, man.
This is the way.
This is the way.
The way.
Have a good day.
Later.
Have a good
Thanks,
day.
Thanks, Load. There was someone making a comparison between Ronin and Loadmaster in the chat. That was an interesting one that I'm not going to say on stream, but we got
XP's dropping. He's got jokes.
He's got a little bit of jokes. Ballas is in the chat saying the army dropped so much rations for the men. It's heavy to carry alone. So congrats to everyone out there. Definitely waiting in the wings to hear about what Loadmaster's building. He's been around Lad City. We've been hanging out obviously for a long time now. So it's awesome to see him have success. Okay, guys, this is what we're doing. We've got an episode preview that I'm about to hit. Obviously, please like, subscribe, comment, leave your comments in the chat. If this is your first time, this is NFT Live, the best NFT show in the world. So we are going to grow with this industry and we're going to do great things together. So this is basically the breakdown, guys. We've got Zora launching their first alpha. It's in test flight right now on that network, basically in the App Store. We have Flow launching as well as NBA Topshot. They passed, I believe, $2 million in 24-hour volume, but also had to deal with some sale issues where they actually had to shut down their website. BTC Origins Enjin is approved in Japan. That was an amazing. So the token price absolutely shot up. We got Rick and Morty. We got Animoca Brands working with Binance Smart Chain, and then we're going to bring in Michael Yeates, head of the Federation. That is straight from the man himself, head of the Federation, Michael Yeates, talking Alien Worlds, and then we'll outro the episode. So that's basically it. That's what we have for you guys today. Thank you for stopping by Lad City and staying with us throughout the entire episode. Let's kick some ass, Ronin.
Definitely. And again, we thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Don't forget, if this is your first time and you're enjoying the content, you're going to want to subscribe to the channel. For everyone else who's just hanging out watching and you're already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the like button. It does a lot to help us get in front of more people, more eyes, and more people, more eyes means more sponsorships, which means more cool content for you guys to consume throughout the week that have to do with NFTs and everything else going on in the crypto world, right? Like thankful to you guys, we have been able to cultivate some really excellent partnerships and some really nice relationships that I think are going to foster some excellent projects going into the year. So that's kind of the spiel. I think first up in our hot topics, we're going to talk a little bit about Zora. So Zora is a platform that Q did hit on a little bit, right? At the beginning where he was talking about the fact that they are currently in alpha. And essentially what it seems like is it is basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to bring galleries or storefronts to the masses, and it seems like what their ultimate goal is to kind of just give more creatives more power. Now, Q, I think you're actually in the alpha. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm in the alpha, but I actually didn't jump in because I needed to update some of the things with my iPhone as well as, hop in. So I haven't actually been in the app itself. I know they're doing a lot of things with social tokens as well. They really have this like broad vision that I believe, being in alpha, they're not really giving too many details. So once we do hop in the app and once we do have a lot of different things we can touch on, we will definitely do so. But right now, they are offering, I believe, support. I think you're in the wait list to be on that alpha as well, correct?
Yeah, I'm definitely waiting, and I'm really looking forward to checking it out. I think that kind of the buzz there is that they're doing some really different types of things with NFTs. Someone in Clubhouse mentioned last night, the way he described it is like what they're trying to do is like build the store into the NFT, which was an interesting concept, right? So I think anybody who's out here trying to combine creators in multiple different from multiple different spaces, all here and all with like that common thing, right? NFTs, I think is excellent. So that's kind of the big ups on Zora, and you guys are going to want to check that project out. Keep up with it because I think it's going to be something to watch.
Yeah, the biggest way that I would probably explain what's going on with Zora is they're going to be a social protocol. So social tokens, NFTs, these are inherently social assets. That's going to be a very interesting thing going forward. So we've got the next piece of news here. We've got Blockdo going live here. If you go over to my screen, Buff, we have Teleport being open. That is the launch date. So do we have that? Thank you. So we've got the Teleport being open. This is something we've been waiting on for a long time. We've been talking about Flow for probably the past 2 weeks when Blockdo made its first announcement. There have been a relatively low amount of information coming out of Flow itself. This is going to be a decentralized exchange, so don't expect to see too much information from Flow directly on what Blockdo Swap is doing. This is a DEX. There's a lot of regulation around tokens. We know this already, being in crypto. So the fact that this is going live on a decentralized exchange doesn't mean that Flow needs to make an announcement. this migration is happening. We can go into the teleport tutorial here. They show you how to actually go about making the swap from specifically, I believe, USDT to TUSDT. And that is going to be the way that you swap for flow. So again, this is not investment advice. Nothing here is going to be investment advice, but you can trade flow, and we will be interested to see what happens with this token. We've been waiting for a long time. I've said that multiple times at this point. The initial price is going to be 38 cents, which is the auction price that happened on CoinList. And I believe the supply that is coming is going to be from the staking rewards received by people who were either in the pre-sale or in the private sale. And we'll see where this goes, man. A lot of people are interested. I know yourself, Ronin, you are interested in what happens with flow this year. Oh, you're muted, man.
Yep, it's definitely one of those projects that I believe that is gonna totally change the game, right? Like once this is like they roll out that mainnet and we start seeing more and more dApps like coming to it, that blockchain, it's gonna change, man. I had a really great conversation this morning actually with some guys on Clubhouse about Topshot. And I really need to give Topshot a better look, like overall, you know what I mean? Like it's just what they're doing with that product. The thought of them applying that across the board to like Dr. Seuss and the UFC and then whatever they have in the future is really exciting. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what happens with Flow. I'm gonna set that up tonight so I can kind of see how things go tomorrow morning. But so next up, what we've got. Sorry.
Let me hit on some things. Speaking
Absolutely.
of Topshot, we did have another piece of story here. They have got a lot going on. I want to hit some comments too. Crypto Brandon is in the house. He's saying, "Sup lads, just got in." Paul Young is saying, "Did I miss Loadmaster?" He just headed out of Lad City a couple minutes ago, so you just missed him. We had him on the channel. And then XPlow is asking, "Can Americans get in on the 22nd?" I need a disclaimer tattooed on my forehead that says this is not investment advice, but this is a decentralized exchange. I believe if you use VPNs, you should be okay with trading on this application. So a lot of different things going on. Topshot, if you want to pull up my screen that I've got in front of me, it looks like NBA Topshot right now is undergoing maintenance. This probably has a lot to do with the fact that there was a Cool Kids pack that was dropped twice. So there was, I believe, Monday it was Monday late night, I believe 8 p.m. and then 8 p.m. Eastern, and then 11 or 12 p.m. Eastern time the next day. Those were scheduled times for Cool Kid Packs drops. They've been doing amazing with the volume. Let me see if I can't pull that up here on CryptoSlam. CryptoSlam's bugging out on me.
Oh no.
But they've been amazing on the secondary market sales. This Cool Kids pack drop was going to be very anticipated. You can see in the last 7 days, they've done $5.7 million in actual sales. So these Cool Kid packs drops, for example, were very anticipated. They crashed the website. They crashed the website completely. People weren't able to get in either times, and therefore, they had to shut down, and they basically didn't have these sales. I'm going to go to the actual announcements page. I know Buff doesn't like me to go through too much text, but this is actually very important, guys, because we had Usman coming in and saying we're experiencing quite a bit more volume than we've expected. We 10x the traffic on NBA Topshot in the past few days, a number that continues to soar rapidly. So basically, all this to say, they're going to give an 8-hour warning when this Cool Kids pack I think it was Cool Kids. Let me see. I'm almost positive it said, Cool Cats. These Cool Cats packs, they're going to give 8 hours in advance notice for these packs. But that's basically what Dapper and what Topshot's going through right now. They're seeing a lot of surge in volume on their platform, and it's crashing. So good things and bad to come from Flow right now in NBA Topshot.
Yeah. So the rumor is Gary Vee was discussing Topshot on Clubhouse over the weekend, and apparently they saw a 5,000 user increase on the Discord. So I don't know what that translates to like the actual website itself. But yeah, that'll do it, man. Like someone like that starts talking about it and talk about the potential that it has. And if he sees the potential, I'm still trying to ping him, dude. I was like second in queue to have a conversation with him about NFTs and he ended up peacing out. But big shout out to Usman. He's one of my buddies, man, and he does some serious work for those guys on as far as our community management is concerned. So anybody who's here watching, you guys be nice to my bud, because he puts in a lot of work. I mean, I don't even think that dude sleeps sometimes because of what they've got going on over there at Topshot. So with that said, I think we are on to the next story. Which is the Justin Royland auction with Nifty Gateway. So that auction went down yesterday and was extremely successful. I think the total numbers for the entire evening were upwards of like 350 million or 350,000. And these are the silent auction results, which were 21,000, 5,000, 9,600 was the average bid. That's kind of crazy, man. So they had an excellent turnout. I am trying not to scroll too much here, but oops. Here we go. Because Buff gets mad at me, but I am going to want to scroll down because I do want to see that final number. So sorry, guys.
How dare you?
Winning bid $150,000 was the other big number, right? So blank comes in and gets that Rick and Morty piece, which is the very first Rick and Morty on the blockchain, which is super dope. So congratulations to Justin. Congratulations to Nifty Gateway. I think what they're doing to bring to onboard more people into crypto can't be understated. There's been a lot of conversation about, I mean, even myself, like when I saw this, I was like, I don't really know about this. It kind of feels like a little bit like a cash grab, right? But like, it's almost to be expected, right? Like it's kind of his MO. Like he's just got that type of personality where he would come and have like, paper napkin doodles, right? For his first Nifty drop. So, I think it was really cool. I think it's excellent to see. From what I understand, like most of the proceeds are going to charity. So that's always a plus. And dude, what Nifty's got coming up, I had 3 different people get in my ear yesterday that were like, yo, I heard about this project that's coming up. And I'm like, what, dude? Who? Are you serious? Dude, there's some huge names coming to the space. Year 2021 is the year of NFTs. I told you guys, I keep saying it. You do not doubt me, okay? Like, go all in on NFTs this year because it is, and it's happening, and we're here for it, man. But there's only about 58 of us here for it, which is about half of what we had last week for our all-time high, which is 125. So if you guys want that double drop of lads, you definitely want to share the link. You're going to want to ping your friends. You're going to want to see who you can get in hanging out here with us today to see if we can get those double lads. But yep, that is Nifty Gateway.
Yeah, YouTube's doing some interesting things to us right now. So we're in talks with YouTube support. We'll see where that is headed, but they seem to be monitoring Lad City. We'll see what happens. Anyways, we've got the next piece of story here. Speaking of the year of NFTs, it looks like Enjin is positioned pretty well. So Japan itself is definitely more of a hard play when it comes to infrastructure and regulatory infrastructure specifically. So they've definitely historically been hard on listing coins on their native exchanges. So exchanges like, I believe, let's see, CoinCheck is the exchange that primarily Japanese residents can take place in. And it looks like Enjin got approval from the regulatory powers that be to be listed on these exchanges, which is a big boon, right? If they only have 15 to 20 actual tokens that are being traded natively inside of Japan, to get actual approval and be one of those within the NFT space within Japan is amazing. And we can see, if we zoom out on the max chart, you can see that we are about 7.5% off all-time highs. Obviously, this huge candle or this huge run-up here that we saw over the last 3 days, I can kind of zoom into a 30-day timeline, and you can see, people may have gotten word of this a little bit early. You can see the run-up, and then we are almost 7% off of all-time highs here. So Enjin is definitely seeing some good things. Japan, I want to bring Buff in because he definitely was talking about NFTs as it's related to Japan. They have a huge gaming community, but it is awesome to see an NFT-related protocol, NFT-related project get past regulatory approval in Japan itself.
Yeah, I'm excited. I feel like Japan is always a couple years or maybe more ahead of the rest of the world in innovation and just checking out new technologies and testing things out, that crypto and NFTs and DeFi and everything. It just makes sense. So I told Q a couple nights ago, I was like, hey man, if you need me to fly to Japan and be a Lads ambassador and just roam the streets of Tokyo or whatever I got to do to build Lads City in every country in the world, I'll do it, man. Because Japan is my number one. I've traveled all over the place, but Japan is the one that's next on my list. So look out, Japan. Buffalo's coming for you in a good way.
And Ronin, I'm gonna throw me in your bag.
There you
dude.
go.
I'm
Yeah,
down.
come on, let's go.
Yeah, it'll be. I mean, I don't want to put too much on this about kind of guessing about the future here, but Enjin has already, I believe, worked out some partnerships with Atari. There are some other things that are happening, and if they can get regulatory approval, and they've already been listed on exchanges, at least they will be on the 26th. Who knows where they can go after that? As far as big IP brands that want to get into the space in Japan itself, we know about a lot of big brands in Japan. Nintendo, you've got Pokemon, you've got a lot of stuff there. And if they can look at Enjin as that kind of conduit into or flow into NFTs, we'll see, man. Awesome.
Yep. So
okay.
I think that's that, right?
Yeah. So you touched on Rick and Morty already. So I'll hit the Binance Smart Chain piece. This is just a quick news story, guys. We've got Animoca announcing. I talked with Yeates about this, and basically the partnership is them working together to bring some assets onto the Binance Smart Chain. For example, it looks like in addition, Animoca brands will bring digital assets to the Binance blockchain, while Binance will advise Animoca in the areas of product, market, and blockchain technology. Ultimately, the two companies both want to bring more mainstream users into the crypto space. So this is basically a partnership, obviously, that's happening that's going to work both ways. We've seen Animoca on Ethereum. Obviously, Sandbox is a huge one, and they've already been through the Binance Launchpad. So this is more, I believe, of something that was bound to happen and was more of a formality. So glad to see them get this worked out. We see some Animoca brands projects on Flow. I know when I talked to Yacht, he was talking about interchain assets and making sure that we could kind of move from one to the other. And the fact that they've got now games that are planning to launch on Flow are already on Ethereum and now Binance Smart Chain, that just shows the interoperability and the mind that they're working with, the thoughts that they're kind of putting into what their ecosystem will look like in a year or two.
Yeah, and what's really cool too is that the fact that Animoca is also part of the Wax Council, correct? So like if there's a company out there that seems to be going all in when it comes to the NFT space and the technology, Animoca is there, man, and they're really trying to like push it, right? And that's a huge brand. I mean, they have so many brands underneath their umbrella, it's ridiculous. But yeah, so excellent coverage on that. I think it's an excellent thing to hear. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they push when it comes to collectibles and the space in general.
Absolutely, man. Okay, well, without further ado, we are through the news stories. A lot of good stuff happening in the NFT industry. I would agree with Ronin that this is going to be one of the biggest years that the NFT space has seen. So, without further ado, like I said, we are going to bring Michael Yeates, the head of the Federation over at Alien Worlds. We are going to have a good discussion today. So we will bring Michael up. Give a big shout out in the chat to this man. They're doing some awesome things at Alien Worlds. So Michael, how are you doing today? Welcome to Lad City, man. Welcome to NFT Live.
Hello.
Awesome, man. So what is going on with Alien Worlds? I talked with you prior to this episode and said you guys are doing so much that it's kind of almost hard to keep up. So we need to kind of stay on track with getting the details out to the community about that might not know, as well as kind of servicing the guys that are already kind of mining on Worlds and planning these different battles and things that we talked about prior.
Yeah, I mean, it's been crazy since last time we spoke. I think it was just before the land sale. So we had our land sale early December. That went really well. And then we launched our beta just before Christmas. And that was just kind of like a small scale beta that we thought, oh, we'll tell a couple of people in the Telegram and, a couple of people try it out and they'll feedback. But actually, we just got thousands and thousands of people coming to the game to play, which has been really helpful. We've got, I think now about 5,000 unique users per day, which puts us in top 10 of all the dApps in the blockchains whatsoever. So we've done that. We've fixed a lot of bugs. We're kind of just about ready to launch the main site. So we're coming out of beta soon. we've had so much interest from the community. We've had lots of different people kind of springing up, and I'm really excited that people have kind of understood the game, because it's quite complex, and like you said, there's a lot of moving parts. And for me, the biggest worry was that people just wouldn't get it at all. They would just be like, what the hell is this? This is some sort of mining thing. I don't want to play this. But they've really kind of jumped on it, and we've got a lot of communities who are kind of taking on board different planets. They're kind of looking to rule these planets individually. We've got a lot of stuff within the game coming up. We've got Shining coming. We've got we're going to start asking people to register to be custodians of the planets. That'll be fun when people start throwing their hats in the ring and start, standing up and saying, vote for me, and seeing how they get the votes. We're looking to do a sale of Trillium that's coming up this year. So yeah, just huge amount of stuff going on. And now that we've launched, it's kind of like we see how much actually needs to be done, and we're kind of like really on it. And actually the community also has picked up on a lot of things as well, where we're lacking, like stats and reporting and all these kind of things. The community is just kind of like doing their own thing, and yeah, it's been really good. And it's a little hard to keep up with, but if you kind of keep focused on your little piece, then it's not so bad.
Yeah, I definitely think that like we're seeing that in the space, right? With the you kind of have like a base product, and then the community just kind of takes a life of its own and starts to like really build on top of like that foundation that you've kind of set out, which is something I love about the space. So could you kind of give us just like a top level rundown of what the gameplay is currently like? Like, what is that experience like? Like, let's say you do have a piece of land, then what?
So the gameplay at the moment, I guess we've kind of created this, I like to call it like a synthetic economy. And we have this core token, which is the Trillium, and that is paid out to the planets individually. And then from there, the planets are kind of free to do whatever they like. But in this first instance, we've created this mining game, which is a very simple sort of game where you come on and you take your tool NFTs, and then you can kind of organize those. You can choose which piece of land to mine on. And then the owner of the land receives commissions based on the number of people mining. And then we have extra payouts going to landowners as well. So there's all this kind of Trillium flowing around, and there's different ways that we're allocating it. And yeah, so the basic economy is that the planets earn the Trillium. The planets put 80% towards the mining, and then 20% is left in the planet pot, which isn't being used now because the planets have not been unlocked. They're not released to the people. But as soon as we have these elections running, then the people who win the elections will control those pots as well. So they're then free to do whatever they choose with that pot. And that's when it's going to kind of get really interesting to see how they spend that 20%, whether they start bribing people to vote for them, or whether they start to buy their own NFTs. You can pay people in this Trillium. We pay people in Trillium. So people may start buying, graphic artists to build their own sets and then give them away to people that mine on their land and all sorts. I'm not going to try to kind of direct what people do, because it's really cool to see them just kind of springing up and doing these things by themselves.
Absolutely. And I think that what's really cool about that is the fact that you do have like all these built-in systems, right? That you guys plan on rolling out, like the ability to have the elections and have someone voted into that position. I used to play, or rather I played a game back in the early 2000s, and it was called The Seed. And the idea there was like you were on this this ship, and it was like a generational ship, right? And it was flying through the universe, and but you weren't where you needed to be yet. But the entire thing was like a community that needed to be controlled and needed to be, everyone kind of had a job, and you would vote for the person who was like the leader of the ship at the time, and you would vote for different positions. So to see that being rolled out in this space is excellent. I think it's a perfect use of the technology. You mentioned that you guys have had 5,000 unique accounts who interact on a daily basis, which is in the top 10 of DApp radar. I just wanted to take a second to say that those numbers are excellent, and I think that you guys should be commended for that. And the ability to bring people back in on a daily basis is something that NFTs really aren't doing as much. So to see you guys doing that is really, really cool. So I think the format that you guys have is excellent, and I just kind of wanted to touch on that. I know Q kind of had a question he was queuing up, but I did want to touch on that real quick and just say that I think that what you guys are doing is amazing work.
Thank you. We're very happy with how many people have come. It's really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah, the coolest aspect to me is the idea of the worlds, right? And you can have these different worlds battling each other. So without getting too far in the weeds, I guess kind of explain what's going on between these worlds. I know there's a couple different communities that are attempting to take over these worlds and then battle each other. That's as far as I want to get into it from my perspective. I'd love to hear it from you. I know the NFT army's in the house, so careful with what you say here.
With the Federation, they don't necessarily tell us everything. In fact, I've been told, like, your Federation, we're not talking to you. So we have, as far as we know, there's the Cabal, and there's a lot of large landowners who are part of that group. There's the army, which are your guys. They've got a pretty big team. They're a lot more open than the Cabal. They're very kind of welcoming, and I've been involved in that. I'm in their Telegram, and so they had a mining competition last week, which went pretty well, and they're kind of planning other stuff. They've created their own NFTs, which were really cool. And then we have other kind of less loud people, but they're definitely like collaborating together. There's the Crypto Monkeys guys, who are kind of, I think, going for one of the planets. They're producing some Alien World specific NFTs. They're airdropping to people who mine on their land. They're kind of slowly forming together. And then there's the Russians, and my Russian is very, very ropey. I understand that there's a very large Russian community who are out there, and they're kind of plotting, but I don't know what they're plotting because, like I say, my Russian is pretty poor.
Is their leader a bear?
Sorry?
Is their leader a bear?
That's an inside joke.
It's an inside joke. It's an inside joke. Sorry. We had a
all right. So I do actually have a couple questions here in chat that I want to get to. But before that, and guys, if you are in the chat and you have the NFT army, you have the lads in chat, and we definitely will be working together on that planet going forward. So 100% want to be able to do that. So if you guys have any questions for Michael or for the Alien Worlds team, please drop them there. I'm interested in how many of your users you believe you kind of pulled over from that were already using DeFi, right? There's going to be in the future way more projects that mesh DeFi and NFTs. You guys are doing a great job. We're in talks with guys who are already doing this or planning on launching, relatively shortly, but we'll see 10x, 100x the projects that are trying to do things like you guys are. What has been the actual user kind of acquisition? Is it more from the DeFi side coming into NFTs? Is it introducing DeFi to the NFT guys? Which way have you seen primarily from your community and kind of the broader usage of your app?
It's really hard to say. We don't have any stats about where people come from. We don't ask anything. We don't have analytics on the website or anything like that. It's all very anonymous. But what I do see is that there's a lot of people who have joined our Telegram, a lot of people who have joined our Discord. We've almost doubled the number of Discords since we started. And it's new faces as well. It's not the typical Wax people, because I know all the people in the Wax, not all of them, but I know, they're familiar, the names in the Wax community. And we're definitely seeing a lot of people coming from outside of Wax. We're getting a lot of feedback that the Wax Cloud wallet is a really nice, easy to use, easy to set up kind of thing, which is one of the reasons why we chose Wax as our game platform. And a lot of them are coming from Ethereum, and a lot of them are new to Wax, possibly even new to blockchain. So it's very hard to get statistics on who's who and where they came from. We can probably work out who's created new accounts on Wax. But yeah, it's hard to tell where people come from, and we don't check them in at the door, so to speak.
Yeah, 100%, man. I kind of the community sentiment that you feel like with text is more what I was looking for. But yeah, I love what you guys are doing with bringing in new users. Like Ronan said, I think you guys were talking about prior to the episode that you have about 5,000 unique accounts daily. You're top 10 as far as activity. I think land packs are going for somewhere to 5 to 10x. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that's going on within Alien Worlds. We've heard a lot about it. Trillium is obviously your guys' token. So that that's done fairly well as well. I believe it's sitting around I believe a quarter of a cent. So that puts it around $10 million market cap for anyone who is interested. But what else is kind of coming up on the horizon, man? I know you guys have that partnership with Horrors. What else can you tell us about what's to come in Alien Worlds as we go forward?
Yes, the Horrors partnership was really cool. We dropped them just randomly to people mining on the lands, and it was really popular. So we're looking to do a lot more of those kind of tie-ups and partnerships whereby we will drop NFTs to people. Coming up next, our next big feature is Shining, which is whereby people can upgrade the NFTs that they've already got, so they can turn them into gold, antimatter, and stardust versions of the tools that they've got. A lot of people are really interested in that because obviously they can make their NFTs more exclusive. They can have much rarer cards. To get to an antimatter level, you need to have 64 of the base cards, so a lot of them are going to be incredibly rare. Next, we're going to start to look at, like I say, the registration for people looking to run for planet councils. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to we're looking to do a Trillium public sale, so that's kind of quite a big project that we're looking to do. It's going to happen, hard to say, but hopefully as soon as possible later on this first quarter, second quarter. Don't take my word for it because these things change, but we're looking to do a sale quite soon. So yeah, that's enough for us to get going with, and then obviously the community is going to go crazy and start doing all kinds of random stuff that we never predicted.
Right.
One guy he's taken land and he's fractionalized it, so he's created 100 tokens, and then each token represents 1% of a piece of land. So that's the kind of thing that we never really predicted. Like a lot of this stuff we predicted that people would do. It's really cool to see it actually happening, but like some of the stuff we didn't really see coming, and I'm looking forward to a lot more of that stuff. So
yeah, you guys have a lot going on. That's excellent to hear. So we did have one question come in earlier that was from Bullseye, and Bullseye was asking, when will the Thunderdome be open for battle? And can you reveal any more collaborations going forward, like the one with Ultra Horrors and the NFT mining drop?
So the Thunderdome has been reimagined. So we've we originally started as it would just be like a card game between two people, like lands and those kind of style games. But we've decided that actually it's going to be a lot larger than that, and it's going to be a kind of full-on battle war between thousands of different NFTs going on. So we're just finishing off the intro text for that. So we're going to kind of outline how the game will work, and then we're going to present that to the community. And hopefully this week or next week, we'll have something out where people can comment and give us feedback on that. So yeah, so it's not immediate going to happen, but it is. We're going to kind of bring out the news of it, and then we'll start building it once we get the feedback and everybody's kind of happy. In terms of other collaborations, I don't have anything to reveal at the moment, but we do have people that we're talking to, and we're kind of designing some cards and everything, and we're going to have some exclusive Alien Worlds crossover cards. We've done a few with other people. We did one with Cogs as well, just for the land sale. And yeah, it's the kind of thing that people really like. Sorry, I just saw a weird question come in.
Yeah. Speaking of Yeah, speaking of questions, I wanted to get to one of our noble lads who is, if you guys aren't familiar, we have the social token lads. If this is your first time in and you're just hearing about it, you can hold lads and actually rank up in our Discord and be able to ask awesome questions like this in the NFT Alpha, in the NFT Alpha channel within the NFT district. He's asking, will mining of other tokens on planets or happen, or is it just going to be external NFTs? He was saying you could theoretically mine lads on Alien Worlds.
I mean, that's the great thing about Alien Worlds, is that eventually we're not going to control it. It will be controlled by the planets. And if the planets then decide that they want to have a mining game which gives out lads tokens, then there's nothing we can do to stop that. We would definitely welcome that. But it's not something on our immediate roadmap, and it's not something that we're probably going to build in internally. But people are building scripts outside of the system itself, which are a lot more flexible. Because what we can do inside the smart contracts is rather limited. You know, you've only got a certain amount of time within the smart contract. But if you run scripts outside, I mean, anything you can think of, you can do, because you can just use all of this chain data, which, you know, there's a huge amount of data coming out of the thing now. So, like huge, like it's very hard to actually analyze this data. And yeah, we're hoping that people will do exactly these kind of things, like just use your imagination and try to get people onto your planet. So yeah, I'm very sure it will happen, but not necessarily via us. It will happen via the community.
Awesome. Awesome, Michael. Well, this was a great interview. You gave us a lot of good insights on what's happening with Alien Worlds. One more thing I will mention, we do have Lads Poker on Saturday, and Michael and the team have generously donated some Alien Worlds NFTs that can be used as rewards for that event. So if you're into poker, if you're into Alien Worlds NFTs and you want to try your hand on that, that's going to be Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hop into our Discord, ask some questions. Thank you so much for that donation. We have a ton of other NFTs, but speaking of NFTs, Alien Worlds is doing a great job, and you guys are really innovating. We appreciate that. We wouldn't have had you on if we didn't think that. So, Michael, thank you so much again for coming on and explaining Alien Worlds. Look forward to seeing you guys here in the future.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing you on Alien Worlds.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be in there. I got to get in that. So thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you. Cheers.
Listen, man, lads in NFT army world, if we need to take on the cabal, if we need to take on some Russian syndicates, I think we can do that. Together we are stronger. So there's the we'll wait for Loadmaster for the slogan, but Load has been on me for a little while about getting the lads involved in the NFT army world. So we do have that Alien World section. If you hold over, I believe 1,000, so if you are a guardian rank in Lads Discord, Lads City, you can access that NFT Alpha channel. You can access the Alien Worlds channel, and I'll be more active. We can definitely collaborate. But it was awesome to get Michael in here for the interview.
Yeah, that was excellent. That was a lot of information, man. Like, I'm really glad that the project is taking off, and I really love just the ethos of him just being like, eventually we won't be able to control it, right? Like, and people will kind of do as they please. And I love the fact that there's some people who are so into the game that they're like, no, bro, like, you're part of the Federation. I can't deal with you. That's the type of game that I get really deep into the weeds with, man. That I really love to really get into. And so to see that going on, I love it. I'm an ARG kind of guy. I love to interact and almost role play, right? In the gaming world. So big ups to those guys. Excellent job. Alien Worlds. I'm going to get on it. I promise.
Yeah. I mean, we have got a lot of things coming with Lad City and what we're trying to do with the metaverse. So I can foresee a Alien World spaceship being involved in and kind of coming down in Lad City maybe and taking over Independence Day style, hopefully not blowing up the entire spot. But there's a lot of cool things. Again, thanks, Michael, for coming on. We had some good comments throughout the entire time. It looks like Oh My Coins is saying a couple things. That was an interesting comment by yourself, OMC. But it looks like he's also saying the Crypto Monkeys event is still ongoing. So if you mine their land, you might get one of their NFTs. We got a lot of love coming in for Michael from Llama, Chris C. There's I think Rihi is saying shout out to Michael, the cute guy to the right. So a lot of good stuff coming, a lot of love for yourself and the team, Michael. So thanks again for coming on. We got 75 people in the chat. Thank you for stopping by. NFT live today. Ronin, do you have anything to talk about before we get to some of this closing and kind of recap the episode?
No, I don't. Nah, we're gonna leave it there. I feel like this has been an excellent episode. I feel like Michael gave us some really good information. Excellent to hear that they're doing so well. I think the hot topics were some excellent ones this week. And yeah, man, I think we're ready for that tail end of the show. Thank you guys for hanging out. We appreciate you very much in chat. You guys give us life, and the comments are amazing to go through. And sometimes I have to hold my tongue. When I saw the "Oh my coins" comment, I was like, I wanted to laugh, dude, but
we're not immune to talking. Yeah, I mean, it's happening in the chat, so I guess we could talk.
Yeah.
We could say it. But anyways, moving on to the kind of closing part of this episode. It looks like we had a couple guys kind of not know the timing or what time this episode was going to be, or maybe showed up post inauguration. So shout out to Flint Savage that's coming in a little bit late. Shout out to Brian that's showing up here at the end of the episode. Obviously, after the episode, you guys can recap. We'll have the timestamps for you guys and everything. But we do have a little bit of a closing recap here. We have guests that are going to come on in the next 3 weeks. Do we kind of want to drop hints on who's going to be maybe stopping by Lad City?
Absolutely, man. I think that you guys should be really excited for the guests that we've got coming. We are now kind of in the process of getting this kind of scheduled out for you. So starting next week, you'll actually have a cool little graphic to check out. But for now, I just kind of wanted to bring this to you guys. So next Wednesday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be here live just like we are every Wednesday. And our guest is going to be RAC, which is a Grammy Award-winning artist who actually has a social token himself. I believe it's Tape, and has done some excellent NFT stuff. He's kind of been in the cryptoverse for a while now. It's actually funny because I found RAC probably about 2 weeks before I got into NFTs. So I was attending his live shows on Twitch, just kind of hanging out and chatting with his community. And then one day he starts talking about NFTs, and I'm like, holy shit, I just found this stuff too. So I'm really looking forward to that interview next week. I never in a million years, but I think that we'd have the opportunity to speak to a Grammy Award-winning artist, right? So that's next week. The following week, we are going to have Jiho from Axie Infinity. We always love having him, man. He's an excellent conversation, very well spoken, and obviously the project is one that we think is far and beyond some of the other ones in the space. And then the following week, we've got a guest coming from Digital AX, and what they're doing is really dope. It's basically digital fashion, and I'm really excited to get that conversation going as far as where that tech is going, how it's going to be implemented. I want to know about interoperability. So that's going to be an excellent conversation as well. Beyond that, we've got a couple more guests, but I'm going to keep those in my pocket until we're ready to announce them. So you guys have a lot of excellent content coming, and we're working hard to bring it to you every week live, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. So we appreciate you guys.
Awesome, man. Yeah, that's happening all over the place. We've got Lads Poker this weekend. We have Game Night on Friday. We have Lads Radio right after this. We'll bring in Buff to talk a little bit about Lads Radio. That's always a great time. We'll be doing some auctions. We'll be doing a few NFT giveaways in there. But shout out to both Prodigy and Xplow. Those guys are starting up these events. They're starting up things in Lad City. That's the ethos that we want to roll with Lads and with the city. So definitely a lot of cool things happening. Again, for those of you that maybe showed up late, we talked about Topshot. We talked about Alien Worlds. Enjin had some nice updates. Zora, Bitcoin Origins. We hit on all of that in the episode. So definitely tune in after the episode if you missed that, and we'll have the timestamps for you. Probably about 30. Give us about 15, 30 minutes. Take a break, maybe get a cocktail, something like that. So without further ado, let's see. We've got Lads Radio to talk about Buffalo. So why don't you come in, talk about Lads Radio, and also another happy buff day to you, my man.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it's I'm out on the streets here. I'm gonna be hanging out at all these awesome shops here. There's a great little shop right there. Bada bing. Which is a nice little slogan that Q likes to drop
Piccolo's.
in. Bada bing,
Piccolo.
bada bing.
Yeah, I've been to Piccolo's a couple times.
Their tacos are amazing. There's a great deal.
I'm a Yun Club kind of guy. I don't know about you, but I like going to the Yun Club.
I just
The Yun Club.
Oh, you know about that club? Oh,
I know about that club, man.
hey,
I see Loadmaster in there all the time.
Sorry, don't mean we can't have fun. Loadmaster.
So I decided to set myself up in the street today. Probably not so smart. Car's been honking at me the whole stream, but yeah. So right after this show, we are going to go into Lads City. We're going to tune up the tunes in Lads Radio for Buffalo's birthday bash bonanza. It's a lot of bees, I know. Come on in, celebrate the good times of me turning 37. I'll tell you all the wisdom I've learned up to this point, and I'll throw some lads at you. And yeah, we'll have a good time. If you're new, come on into Lad City. That's where we go after our stream here on NFT Live. We can come on in and get you set up to get a roll wallet so you can receive your first Lads token, which will make you a nomad. And then you can listen to the show. I'll tip you Lads. You can drop some awesome gifts in there as the music's going. Now, anybody who's coming into Lads Radio, I highly recommend you throw some gifts today because I'm going to be watching. And if you drop a gift that is in sync with the tunes and you're getting everybody grooving, you're getting Lads. You watch out. I'm going to throw them right at your face. So yeah, just come on into Lads Radio after this. That's what I'm gonna do today on my birthday. Me and my dog Bear, Mr. Bear, are gonna be rocking with you guys in Lads Radio, and that happens right after this.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, look, I got a little sneak preview on the tunes that Buffalo's looking to play. And it's a kind of a throwback. Obviously, he's going with the birthday theme. So it's kind of a throwback to maybe some 2000s alternatives. So you know what that means, Ronin. You're going to have to get in there and listen. Look, he's already perking up.
That, man. Y'all know about me, man. Let's go. I'm ready.
I showed you previews, Q. Don't you dare share it to anybody now, okay?
How dare you!
All right, with that, I will drop the roll link. We are going to be in Lads Radio right after this. Obviously, thank you guys so much. You guys are definitely helping make these streams awesome. I believe we topped out at 83 today. It looks like we got 81 of you in the chat right now. So I'm about to drop the roll link. Again, we are doing these every Wednesday. We usually do Lads Radio right after that. If you're looking to get into NFTs, if you're looking to get in crypto, we're here to help out. You can be a part of this community. Just hop into the Discord in the description. And to the lads that have been here from the beginning, thank you so much. We're about to pop out of here. I will drop the link into the chat right now. Happy Buff Day link is happening right now, and maybe we can drop some lads in Lads Radio. Head on over to that channel inside Lads City. I will see you there. Buff will see you there. I just dropped the link. We're headed out of here. Thank you so much.
You guys know how it goes. Our vibe, our tribe.
Thank you, lads.